YouTube? Bearded Diabetic coming back at you with another video. We're working on Thanksgiving dinner, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you're enjoying your holiday. This is actually getting uploaded on Friday because I wanted to spend some time with my family. But as you can see from the chalkboard behind me, we are working like mad scientists, trying to figure out all the macros, calorie breakdowns of all the food that we're going to enjoy. The menu today is going to consist of smoked turkey. I've got it on the grill right now. I'll show you that. We're going to have some mashed cauliflower to replace the standard mashed potatoes. We're working on those. We have some Brussels sprouts with bacon. Delicious little side dish we're going to add in there. I really love mushrooms, so we're just doing some sauteed mushrooms with garlic. Then we've got a recipe that we found online, and I'll link the site down in the description below for some keto rolls. We're going to make those today. And we also have a keto green bean casserole that we did add a little bit of the French's fried onions to, just because we really love them, and it's not adding a massive amount of calories and carbohydrates, so we're going to add those on there. But we done away with the standard like cream of mushroom soup and all that kind of stuff, and made our own cream for the green beans and everything. So we're working on all that stuff right now. Our goal normally day to day is to try to stay under 20 to 25 carbohydrates for the entire day. And we typically are doing just the OMAD, the 1 meal a day. We're doing that along with the keto, using the intermittent fasting and everything, just eating in that small window. So, you know, we're going to stick with that. Obviously, Thanksgiving, you know, it's a big meal anyway. But typically, like I said, we try to stay in that 20 to 25 carbohydrate range. Today, with it being Thanksgiving, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of leeway. So we're going to allow ourselves to try to be under 50 carbohydrates for the entire day. That'll still keep our bodies in ketosis. That'll still keep us on track for low carb and things like that, so that come Friday and the rest of the week, obviously, you know, we can just jump right back in there with the extremely low carb, under 25 grams of carbohydrates, and it not really affect us too bad. So that's the goal for the day. We're working like crazy to try to put all this together. I'm going to have some videos of the turkey, not showing every single step of the process, kind of the other side dishes and things, just some little clips of it cooking and being prepared and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you watch this video to the end, get some tips, get some recipes, and just see how we make this Thanksgiving ketogenic friendly. Alright, so this is the crust for our no-bake keto peanut butter pie. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1.5 cups of the blanched almond flour. So there's a half. One. All right, 1.5 cups of the almond flour. Then we've got a 1/4 cup of just the powdered Splenda. We just keep it in a little Tupperware container there. 1/4 cup of the powdered Splenda. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then a 1/2 cup of melted butter. All right, and we just mix it all together here till we get a dough. All right, so I said dough, but it's actually more of like a graham cracker crumble consistency, which is fine because this is a no-bake, so we don't have to cook this or anything. And we're going to press it down into our round pie pan here. So we're just going to scoop all this out. Make sure you got clean hands, because that's going to be your best utensil when doing this. And we're just going to smash it down in there. Try to be as even as you can. Just coating everything. Or not really coating, but you know, kind of getting an even layer of the crust all along the bottom of the pan. And this thing has a really good flavor. I kind of tasted a little bit of it, and it is so similar to the graham cracker crust. It's unreal. That cinnamon really stands out. You really pick up the flavor of it, and that almond flour kind of gives that nutty flavor to it. It is just really good. All right, so that is our ready to eat no bake crust. Next, we're gonna do the filling to our no bake peanut butter pie. And I actually come up with this recipe all on my own. We were looking for something kind of a pudding consistency for having at night sometimes when we didn't quite hit our macros, or when we were just wanting something sweet or something along that nature, and that wasn't too bad. So I started combining the Cool Whip, which has a little bit of carbs in it, but not much. And you know, this is going to be in a whole pie, so you know, each individual slice is not going to have a whole lot. So we started combining the Cool Whip, creamy peanut butter, and the baking cocoa. And we were having some the other night, and we thought, man, you know, this would make a really great filling for a icebox pie. So that's where we come up with the idea for this. So we're just going to use a whole tub of the Cool Whip. And if you can't tell, all of my stuff's generic. We got a family of 5. We shop at Walmart. So this stuff is cheap. This is not no, you know, high dollar ingredient food list or anything. This is cheap stuff right from Walmart. Whatever we can find on sale usually. This is, you know, we do have the Schmuckers, but the only ingredients in it are peanuts. So that's why we went with that. Wanted to make sure and get something just pure peanuts without all the added sugar, without all the added preservatives and all that kind of stuff. And plus they make a really good product. So we're going to add 2 big heaping tablespoons of that. And I may have to add just a little bit more. This is kind of one of those recipes that's kind of done by feel more than exact. So you just kind of look at it once you get done stirring it and see, you know, see how it looks. Give it a little taste, see how it tastes. All right. So 2 big heaping tablespoons of the creamy peanut butter. And this unsweetened baking cocoa. This stuff is great. Gives it a nice little chocolate flavor. Again, just very minute carbohydrates, 100% cocoa from Walmart, cheap stuff. We are going to use about a teaspoon, about a heaping teaspoon is what we're going to use in that. So about a teaspoon and a half probably. We're just going to stir all this stuff together. And the crust has got sweetener in it, so I don't put any sweetener in my filling. Depending on, you know, again, kind of go by taste. You can add a little bit of sweetener in here if you want. I think that the peanut butter adds kind of a natural little sweetness by itself. So we're just going to stir this up till everything gets good and incorporate. Right, so when you get it all whipped up together, kind of looks like a nice little peanut butter mousse there. That's what we're going to use as our pie filling. So we're just going to scrape that right in. And this is just a little 8-inch round pie pan we got from Walmart. And that's what we're filling. So once you get it all scraped in there, we're just going to smooth it out here. Going to end up with about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch worth of pie filling on top of your crust. And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to put a layer of saran wrap over this and stick it into the freezer. And tomorrow, beat it, you know, let it set for a couple of hours, get good and firm. And then kind of like the icebox pies that you buy from Walmart or from grocery stores, after they get good and firm, you take them out about 30 minutes before you're ready to eat and cut it. So that's what we've got. We've got our no-bake, peanut butter, graham cracker crust, keto pie, ready for Thanksgiving. And we got the bird ready for today's big cook. Spatchcock turkey going on to smoke. Yeah, man, that's gonna be good eating right there. Smoke is rolling. Turkey is on. We gonna grill it. And here we have the finished smoked turkey. That looks good. It's too bad YouTube ain't got smell-o-vision. This thing smells smoky and good. Can't wait to dig in. Got the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on there in the background. Got some Brussels sprouts going on right now. Gonna combine those with bacon here after a while. Got the cauliflower mash on the stove. Getting this keto Thanksgiving going right. Here is the finished Brussels sprouts with bacon. Looks so good and ready to eat. Alright, we got our keto cream mixed up for the green bean casserole. It's just cream cheese, chicken broth, and some standard seasonings, garlic powder, onion powder, just kind of season to taste, a little salt and pepper. I actually don't have any pepper in it right now. My family don't like a whole lot of spice, so I typically just add pepper on my stuff at the end and then just mixing it with the green beans. Here is the keto green bean casserole finished. We have the cream cheese and broth, cream, green beans, and we did put a little bit of French's fried onions on there, so that adds a little bit of carbs. But with everything else we're doing, there's one of those that we decided we wanted, and it'll still fit in the macros, so we're good to go on that. Here are our delicious looking keto pull-apart rolls. Shout out to beautyandthefoodie.com blog for the recipe. I will link it in the description. Last but not least, we got some sauteed mushrooms with garlic. Very low carb side dish and incredibly good. Alright, so here we go, guys. We have got the finished product on the plate. Smoked turkey, mashed cauliflower, keto green bean casserole, sauteed mushrooms, deviled eggs, Brussels sprouts with bacon, and that is a sugar-free raspberry preserve that we're using kind of in place of the cranberry sauce. That is our beautiful keto Thanksgiving dinner. We've got Charlie Brown Thanksgiving on the TV, and we're just going to sit and enjoy. Alright, so we're back wrapping this video up. I just wanted to thank you guys again for watching. You saw the food looked delicious, it smelled delicious, and it tasted delicious. It was absolutely wonderful. And it was a huge success as far as the keto aspect of things, as far as the low carb aspect of things. I mentioned in the introduction that Normally, day to day, we try to keep ourselves around 20 to 25 carbs, even less. I mean, we've had some 10, 15 carb days, so those have been really good. But we wanted to give ourselves a little bit of leeway with it being Thanksgiving, just because we wanted to be able to just enjoy ourselves, but keep it as keto as possible. So we ran all the numbers on everything. As you can see, my entire Thanksgiving meal, and I ate seconds on some things. I've uploaded this all into MyFitnessPal. We ended up with 1,462 calories. That was all of yesterday. That was my Thanksgiving meal and my dessert. We ended up with a carb count of 35, so that is below the 50, so that was awesome. And didn't go extremely above the 25 that we normally do, high end. That stayed at the 10% range, so that was good. Real glad about that. I only ended up getting about 100 grams of fat yesterday, so that's only about 64%. And that could have been a little higher. We could have threw some fat bombs or something in at the end of the day, but you know, just kind of trying to enjoy ourselves. And truthfully, we were stuffed from the meal and the pie itself. So we ended up with 89 grams of protein, and that was at 26%. So the macros were very close. I'm proud. I consider that a success. I consider that a big win as far as taking the entire Thanksgiving menu, the things that we enjoyed the most, and substituting those for ketogenic things and staying within our macros and staying within our calories and things like that. MyFitnessPal allows me to have upwards of 1,700 calories a day. I'd never eat that many. I typically, if I hit 1,000, 1,200 calories, I'm doing good. And you think, you know, oh, well, that's not very much, but I only eat once a day. It takes a lot, unless you're just eating pure fat. It takes a lot to get, you know, good food. You know, 1,200 calories in one meal is a big meal. So, you know, that's a lot to eat at once. Some people can't, you know, they're like, oh, well, I don't know if I could do the one meal. I don't know, you know, if I could. Take your time with it. When we first started out, we had an 8-hour window, and now we're down to a 4-hour window, one meal a day. You know, if we do any more than that one meal, it's still in that 4-hour window, and maybe I'll have a meal and a snack or something like that. You know, like last night for Thanksgiving, we done the meal, and then it was like 30, 45 minutes later, we had our dessert, but it was still within that window. So that's the key with that, working your way up to it, you know, getting your body used to it. The 16-8 is pretty easy to do because you're asleep. You know, you spend your day being busy, and then you have that 8-hour window that you can eat in, and then you can kind of graduate from there. But yeah, so I'm filming this, obviously, Friday. I keep talking about yesterday, filming this outro on Friday. I'm getting all this edited and put together and going to allow you to see all of what we've done. You know, we just wanted this to be a glimpse into the capabilities of having that ketogenic Thanksgiving dinner. You know, everybody's like, oh, well, the holidays and all that, you know. Well, what sane person in their right mind starts a ketogenic diet right here around the holidays? You know, my health wasn't in a sane place, so we really had to take insane measures in this to make steps to get me back on track to not ending up, you know, in a hospital bed or in my grave by the time I was 45 years old. So we're being strict, we're being extreme, but, you know, when it comes to your health, you have to do that. You have to take those steps. You have to put forth the effort, the intensity, and the intentional desire and drive to make this work. You can't be you know, passive about this. You have to have intentionality. So that's what we're doing with this. That's what I continue to hope these videos are going to do. Continue to cause me to be intentional, continue to cause me to be proactive, and to help you in some way, and thus have you help me by keeping me accountable for my calories, keeping me accountable for my carb intake and my blood sugar numbers. Everything's really running well. As you've seen from the weigh-in video I shared, down 11 pounds in 2 weeks. I had an 85 on the blood glucose meter after dinner the other night, and it's just, I feel great. I have energy. I'm not lethargic. I'm sleeping better at night. So I'm just excited. Guys, don't forget, if you're enjoying these videos, give me some feedback down at the bottom. Give me some comments. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe. As you know, that's how you grow a channel on YouTube. And I can't do this without you guys. So if you're learning anything, if you're liking these, if you're not liking these, I don't care. Just give me some kind of feedback. Eager to keep going, eager to keep doing these videos, and eager to keep seeing how my body's changing with this ketogenic diet. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next video. Let's do this.